In New York City, Mayor de Blasio asked the protesters, hey, can you guys cut it out for a while until we have the funerals for the two police officers who were shot and killed in Brooklyn? And their answer to that was, no, those issues are not related, and we're not going to give up our First Amendment rights because some deranged lunatic shot a couple of innocent cops. And they had signs at the protests on behalf of those officers, too. Now, they obviously are protesting the police tactics in New York. That's why they have signs that say, cut that out, right? But at the same time, they took a moment of silence for the fallen officers, I should say. And they say, look, Black lives matter, but all lives matter. So Marvin Knight, who was at the protest, said, this is America. Why should we stop doing what we know is right? He also went on to say, why should our freedoms of assembly and speech be curtailed because of a deranged man who killed two officers? That's a great question. So those two things are not related. The guy who shot the officers was not at any peaceful protest. He wasn't at any protest at all. He also shot his girlfriend earlier in the day, and then he shot himself. So this guy was going to go and shoot people no matter what. His girlfriend had nothing to do with Eric Garner or Michael Brown or anything else like that, right? The guy was a killer, and that's what he did. It doesn't mean that because he did that deranged act, everything the cops did before that is now perfectly fine. No, Eric Garner got choked to death, and that is something that should have been investigated, and there should have been justice for. That is unrelated to the two cops who were killed. We would have sought justice in those cases as well, but of course the shooter shot himself in the head and is already dead. Now, in the midst of those protests, we also have news. Huffington Post reports here, Tuesday also brought news that a Texas grand jury declined to indict Officer Juventino Castro in the deadly January shooting of 26-year-old Jordan Baker, an unarmed black man who Castro believed matched the description of a robbery suspect. So why are they protesting? Because the injustice rolls on. The injustice didn't stop on Tuesday. We had yet another unarmed black man shot and yet another cop who got away with it. So there's no reason why the protests should stop. So I agree with what they're doing.